Cowboys Nation, listen up because what I'm about to tell you is shaking the entire football world right now. And I mean shaking it from the college level to the NFL war rooms all the way across social media platforms where fans are losing their minds, the talking heads are scrambling, and analysts are rushing to get their takes out because this storyline is absolutely exploding across the sports universe. And it all centers around one name that brings attention, energy, swagger, and instant headlines: Shilo Sanders. Yes, that's Shilo Sanders, the son of the legendary, iconic, Hall of Fame, primetime himself, Deion Sanders, the man who electrified the NFL, changed the cornerback position forever, won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, and became one of the biggest, brightest stars the league has ever seen. And now, in a move that feels like destiny mixed with drama mixed with pure football entertainment, we are now hearing that Shilo Sanders may be on the verge of landing in Dallas, potentially joining the Dallas Cowboys in what is quickly becoming the most unexpected, blockbuster, eye-opening development of this entire offseason. And let me tell you something, Cowboys Nation, if this happens, it is going to send shockwaves throughout the NFL landscape. Because this isn't just a player signing. This isn't just another roster addition. This is a story, this is a headline, this is a saga that brings together NFL royalty, college football celebrity, and the biggest brand in American sports. This is the kind of move that Jerry Jones loves, the kind of move that blows up every talk show, dominates every radio segment, trends on every social media app, and ignites the fanbase in a way only the Dallas Cowboys can do. But let's slow down for a second and actually talk about what's happening, why it's happening, what it means for Dallas, and why Shilo Sanders to the Cowboys is a storyline nobody predicted but everybody suddenly can't stop talking about. Because as this situation continues to unfold, the connections, the timing, and the potential impact are all starting to make perfect sense. First of all, let's talk about Shilo himself, because if you've been watching him over the years, whether at South Carolina, Jackson State, or Colorado, you know exactly what kind of player he is. You know that he's not just some legacy kid benefiting from his father's fame. No, this kid has earned his reps, earned his respect, and earned the attention he's getting right now. Shilo is a physical, high-energy, emotional, aggressive defensive back who plays with an intensity that you simply cannot teach. He is a hitter, and I don't mean a maybe he'll get a good tackle here and there type of hitter. I'm talking about a safety who brings real violence to the position, a guy who lowers the boom, a guy who sets the tone, a guy who makes receivers hear footsteps. When Shilo comes downhill, you feel it through the screen. When Shilo celebrates after blowing up a play, the sideline ignites. He has presence, he has swagger, he has leadership qualities that have followed him everywhere he's played. And let's be real, that last name doesn't hurt. The Sanders family is football royalty. The moment Shilo walks into a room, the cameras come with him. The attention follows, the energy shifts. And for a team like the Dallas Cowboys, a team that thrives on headlines, thrives on marketing, thrives on attention, thrives on being the center of the sports universe every single week of the year, adding a Sanders is the type of move that elevates the entire organization's visibility instantly. But beyond the media buzz, let's talk football. Because the Dallas Cowboys need help in the secondary. Last season exposed their lack of depth, their vulnerability to injuries, and their need for players who can bring toughness, attitude, and physicality on the back end. The Cowboys have talent, no doubt, but they also have holes, especially in the depth chart where young, developmental players can carve out real roles, especially on special teams and rotational situations. Shilo fits this need perfectly. He's not walking in as a day one starter. He's not expected to replace anybody immediately. But what he would bring is youth, fire, and a willingness to prove himself in ways that veterans don't always match. He's hungry, he's got a chip on his shoulder. And that chip comes from years of having to live in the shadow of one of the greatest players to ever touch a football field. Some people think being Deion's son is an advantage, but for Shilo, it's motivation. It's pressure, it's expectation, and that pressure fuels him every time he straps on his helmet. It's the reason he hits so hard. It's the reason he plays so emotionally. It's the reason he talks so confidently. Because he knows he's being judged every single snap, and that chip on his shoulder? The Dallas Cowboys love players like that. Mike Zimmer, the new defensive coordinator, absolutely loves players like that. Zimmer is old school. He wants hitters. He wants tone setters. He wants dogs in the secondary, and Shilo is exactly that archetype. And let's not pretend that the Sanders name doesn't carry weight in Dallas. Deion Sanders became a megastar in this exact franchise. Prime Time wore the star on his helmet and took it to another stratosphere. So imagine Shilo signing in Dallas. Imagine the storyline of the son of Prime Time returning to the team that made his father a legend. Imagine the media coverage, the nostalgia, the emotional reaction from longtime Cowboys fans, the excitement from younger fans who only know Deion through highlights and documentaries. This isn't just a signing, it's a full-blown story arc. But beyond the buzz, let's get into why the timing makes so much sense. The Cowboys are in a moment where they need fresh energy. Last season ended in disappointment. The locker room felt flat. Fans were frustrated. Critics piled on. And the Cowboys, as a brand, as an organization, as a culture, need an injection of personality, hunger, and attitude. Shilo brings all of that in one package. He's charismatic. He's vocal. He's fearless. He plays with emotion, but also with intelligence. He brings a spark, and sparks matter in football. Sparks change locker rooms. Sparks ignite players. Sparks create competition in training camp, and competition raises the entire team's performance. And let's talk about the fan reaction, because Cowboys Nation is already heated about this possibility. Some fans love it. They want Shilo, they want the energy, they want the swagger, and they believe Dallas needs someone with that fire to lighten up the locker room and push guys around him. Other fans are skeptical, saying it's just a publicity move, just a marketing ploy, just a Jerry Jones headline. But that's the beauty of it. When a move gets fans this emotionally split, it means it's a big deal. Nobody is sitting quietly. Everybody has an opinion, and that's exactly the type of move the Cowboys historically gravitate toward. And as all this unfolds, you better believe Deion Sanders is part of this story, whether he steps forward publicly or not. Deion is a Cowboys legend. Deion has massive influence. Deion supports his kids with intensity. And the moment Shilo links himself to Dallas, the cameras will turn to Deion, the old highlights will resurface, the interviews will pop up, the story will become bigger than football. The NFL loves storylines like this, and Jerry Jones knows it. And let's be honest, Cowboys Nation, adding Shilo now could even set the stage for something bigger down the road. Because yes, people are already dreaming about the possibility of Shilo Sanders, Shilo's brother, eventually entering the NFL and maybe, just maybe, joining Dallas as well. It sounds crazy now, but these storylines don't happen overnight. They grow, they build, they start with moments like this, with a team taking a chance, building a connection, establishing a relationship with a family that has generational star power. And make no mistake, Jerry Jones is always thinking 5 moves ahead. But right now, the move on the table is Shilo Sanders, and whether this becomes a camp invite, a rookie signing, a developmental deal, or even a long-term project, the Cowboys clearly see something in him worth exploring. The fit makes sense, the story makes sense, the timing makes sense, and the energy he brings is something this team desperately needs right now. And if this signing becomes official, Cowboys Nation, prepare yourselves, because the entire sports world will be talking about it nonstop. Shilo Sanders wearing a Dallas Cowboys uniform would instantly become one of the most compelling, entertaining, and media-driven stories of the year, and you better believe that every single practice clip, every interview, every play, every hit, and every moment will be scrutinized, celebrated, debated, and amplified. And honestly, that's exactly the kind of atmosphere the Cowboys thrive in. So buckle up, Cowboys fans. This story is far from over, and if the Cowboys officially bring in Shilo Sanders, it's going to be prime time all over again, and the saga of the Sanders family in Dallas will enter a brand new chapter the NFL is absolutely not ready for. Cowboys Nation, get ready. Because if this happens, it's about to get loud.